heart and welcome to the Lay of the Film Exorcist. Now, like last time, before we start, go ahead and tell me down in the comments section below what your favorite parental figure in anime is. Personally, I'd say my favorite would have to be a tie between Azuruzi Baby and Gakuin Babysitters because unlike most, these two focus on how hard it is to take care of a child when you're still in high school, and they're both just so cute. I mean, all the little kids. I mean, one of these is literally about a guy that works at a daycare for his high school, and it's just the character designs are so adorable. Because tonight, we will be taking a look at Usagi Drop, also known as Bunny Drop. Now, this is the story of Daikashi's journey through fatherhood as he raises Rin with his gentle and affectionate nature, as well as exploration of the warmth and independence that are at the heart of a happy, close-knit family. Now, on to my opinion. Now, I'd like to start by saying the show has been loved by many women and men alike for years, which is saying something when it comes to a lot of the modern slice-of-life anime that's out there. I mean, just look at all the reviews out there on My Anime List and Glass Reflection, who have even labeled this as a really adorable anime. Now, the show was done by Studio IG, who is most famous for shows like Guilty Crown and Kuroko's Basket, and even Blood Seed, and even the well-known sports anime Haikyuu. So yeah, the story is known for a lot of action and slice-of-life anime, and even some sport, which is why it was such a surprise to learn that they made Usagi Drop. This was also directed by Kanta Kameo, who has directed shows like Saikano, How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend, and its sequel, Flat, and he did key animations for Samurai Champloo. So yeah, is this really that cute, or is it just your typical josei? Let's take a look. Now, the opening is definitely my favorite part of this anime, for how much it looks like Rin drew it. And I especially love the song by Puffy Amiyumi for literally making me feel happy whenever I hear it at the beginning of every episode. And not many songs have actually gotten me to dance and hum along, so that's part of the reason why I like this. Now for the outro, which is nice, but unlike the opening, this one looks almost like a painting or a stained glass window, which I'm totally fine with, but they should have kept the same idea as the opening, where it actually looks a bit childish, which worked so well. Now the song, on the other hand, is actually really good, especially when it's so calm and comforting, which works with the slow tone of the story. So yeah, the opening credits are literally the winner in this category by a long shot so far. Next we have the characters, who are so realistic that I almost forgot that this was an anime, which most slice-of-life anime should do because they are supposed to be based on real life. So let's start with our main character, Daikashi, who is your typical 30-year-old single male, but unlike the rest of his family, he actually has more of a heart, especially when he decides to take Rin in when nobody else will, and he feels like the literal embodiment of a first-time parent, which is pretty amazing. Next is Rin, Daikashi's grandfather's illegitimate daughter, who Daikashi cares for after his grandfather dies and her mother leaves her. Now, in my opinion, she's gotta be the cutest character in this anime, especially when she looks so disappointed when Daikashi messes with her, and honestly, like many others, I kinda wish I was in Daikashi's place as her guardian, because then I'd be able to enjoy her as much as he does, and because of her, I kinda hope I could have a kid as cute as her. Now, the story also follows Rin's friend, Koki, who acts like your usual mischievous boy that gives his mother, Yukari, a lot of trouble, but he's a really caring friend when it comes to Rin. And he kinda reminds me of Naruto when he does jump over that tree and dreams of being a ninja. So, that's a check for the characters. Finally, we have the story. Now, it's definitely similar to the rest of these kinds of anime, but this time, the Guardian isn't the child's father or sibling, but her nephew. So yeah, things get pretty interesting real quick. Now, the story follows Daikashi as he tries to learn how to take care of Rin after having no prior knowledge at all. But on the bright side, he has his co-workers, friends, and family to help him along the way, especially when Rin gets sick and he needs to learn how to take care of her. We also have some episodes focused around Daikashi finding Rin's mother, and he asks the biggest question of the show. Why would she abandon her daughter? Now, I'm definitely not a parent yet, but I think your child should come first, because your job is before your job, especially when a job can be replaced easily, but your relationship with your child is forever. So yeah, the show focused on a lot more real-life events that could actually happen to anyone. And it does choose to recognize the idea that many parents need to learn to be more understanding when it comes to their children. I mean, it's literally implied that Daikashi is a lot more childish than most parents, which does work since for a long time he only had himself to worry about. And it makes him more of a worrying parent in some points, but you should be worried about your daughter or son. I mean, that's the whole point of being a parent sometimes. So yeah, the show was a lot of fun, and I literally couldn't keep my eyes off it, so I will definitely be coming back to this show, which is why I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 for the great story, the interesting characters, and the ultimate fun tone that is shown throughout the songs and the story as a whole. I recommend this to anyone looking for a good show about a first-time parent, or if you're a fan of the slice of life genre as a whole. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys next week.